Meeting come to order, everyone refrain from their cell phone until the meeting is adjourned. We'll have a pledge of allegiance by Will Stewart and a prayer by Dr. Here.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. We pray, Lord God, to bless our leaders that's running the town of Golden Meadow. That we pray blessings upon them as you give them the wisdom and helping them to keep on doing what they're doing. Great works for the bayou and people coming in to live around these areas. We pray blessings upon our leaders. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Roll call, everyone's here. Approve the minutes from November 4, 2024 public meeting. Need a motion? Moved by Mike, second by Kip. Any questions? So for the question, we'll vote on it. Jody? Aye. Kip? Aye. Willis? Aye. Lacy? Aye. Mike? Aye. Ayes have it. Mayor's report. Council discussed possibility of moving the American Legion monument located at the Golden Meadow American Legion. I like to send a letter to American Legion, see if we, Willis, if we, they got the old monument over there.
One question is, how come nobody has discussed this with me as the commander of the Legion?
Well, I thought they had the function, but he ended up leaving. I get to talk to you, but at the same time.
If anybody that's going to look at it, it's in Shine Street. I'm afraid that if anything tries to move it, it's going to break in half. Like, we went to look at it again this morning. It's cracked all the way across, all the way around. And I don't know, does the town, you talking about the town doing this?
I was at the same time in the discussion, I asked the town attorney if we could participate in equipment to move it. I mean, I got people that got friends that got truck they can move for free, you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to have a discussion on it.
Because, I mean, it weighs probably 10,000 pounds, I guarantee you, because when.
But that's easy, 10,000 pounds.
What would you put into it?
Well, that's why we're in a discussion, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's been there, the American Union, they moved, and the other day I went, talked to a neighbor, and I noticed it, grass is growing around and everything. I mean, you got a lot of people saying on there, and the respect of the veterans, I just feel if the town can participate, we all will, you know, we can get something going, and if it's legal enough, you know what I'm saying? If not, we volunteer our time, you know? I spoke to a few of your members, but I never got to speak to you about it.
As I said, the last time it tilted over. It was, hurricane 20, 15, 18 years ago. It took a deal from Plaisance and from VJ to be able to pull it back, straighten it up. That's not lifting it. It's all it did was just straighten it back up.
I just think something needs to be moved from there. I mean, that's my opinion. I'm not trying to run the very legends. I want to clear that clear. As the mayor, I felt we got a lot of gentlemen that from out town that has their name on it, and it needs to be put in a better place. And I think you agree with that. Bryce, if you can see if we can participate, and I'll get, you know, if the council would agree, and I'll talk to the contractors. I don't want to do that without the council. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question for Park American Legion. So where exactly will be relocated?
I don't know, that's all up for discussion. I mean, if there's no room, you know, the veterans in Galliano, cut off, there's a place for the park would be made, you know what I'm saying? That's where it originally was started, I believe Mr. Linton Duce was trying to get something at the park years ago when I was a young boy and I was a councilman, and it never materialized. And man had his heart with everybody else but the military, you know.
So my other question is you said there's grass and stuff growing around it, like that needs to be maintained by the city, by Golden Meadow, or that's maintained by this?
Well, that's, have to get all those questions answered. It's a good question.
Okay, because, like, part of the American Legion, I wouldn't mind, I live in town, Golden Meadow, to go take care of it, take care of it, but
I'm sure if it's
that's a monument that's, if it gets broken, it's never gonna be able to be fixed, you know, so.
But again, where it's at, it's not, you know,
It's not safe.
it's not safe, it's not being the people are not being recognized as on the monument.
Where's that now? Who owns the land? Where's that right now?
If the land was sold, that's another thing. You have to
That's
get permission from the landowner.
That's what I mean, if it's one.
But again, it's just the beginning of a discussion, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I just feel, you know, discussions, this is gonna stay there. I mean, these people fought for what we have today, you know? And I don't wanna forget them. And it's just something that popped in my head when I went to the neighbors, you know? Sometimes when it's out of sight, out of mind, you don't see it, but when you see it, it makes you think, you know, so. Right, what's that?
What you think, in the park, a pretty display of it, if we can get it there, or you think the rest of the better?
My concern is, I think we need an engineer or somebody to go.
Just to check it out, see how you go.
We're gonna do all that. I mean, we're gonna get some experts to look at it. And I'm sure they'll donate their time. Like John, please don't agree that.
If the property is built, it might wanna move in, or those people that want it might tear it down themselves. You never know, you don't know what can happen to it.
I'm just saying if you're not military, I just personally being military, I don't think that anybody but the American Legion or anybody that can make that decision to tear something down if it's not.
Right, but if it's on their property.
If they have the option to take it off, then yes, but
I
if
just
they
don't
want.
want them to do that before we.
Not get rid of it.
Correct.
Thank you.
I wouldn't want that to be torn down.
But if, you know,
It's it's a monument.
That's what I'm just saying, if we move it, then we don't have to worry about the next one. Regular people can see it. Building's not, it's not there.
I said, no, it's not cause of town, then we can look into it, correct? Correct. Willis, I mean, I'll work with you on it. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, if you wanna work together on it.
That's fine.
I'll make a motion if the American Legion is in approval with it, that you move forward with what you do.
All right.
A second.
What about,
Exactly.
Mike? Second by Jody. Any further discussion? Anyone in the audience? Daniel?
Yeah, you stated a minute ago that Mr. Lynn Duce, that was a military guy. He probably had a lot to do with the Golden Meadow Post. But remember, the Veterans Memorial District, that was his idea and Julian Smith. Unfortunately, Mr. Smith died before we could start with that. That place has been there going on 30 years.
Right.
Okay? My opinion, with the memorial you're talking about, I think it should be put in the park, because this was also local Golden Meadow people.
Right.
I mean, look, at one time we had the Bayou Central place. We can't find one that's still alive to serve on the board. They're all gone. You had Anthony Post, and you got the VFW. So that merged all in one. But I really think it should be kept in the town and in the park would be a beautiful spot.
A pretty place.
Nothing against the veterans, that's just me.
I would make a correction.
What?
Andy and Griffin of VFW are separate posters in town.
That's correct, that's just,
You just said they were there.
well, I made a mistake, Mr. Willis. I'm not perfect like you.
Well, first of all, you know, I'm saying, we all agree on the intention of moving from where it's at, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna do our best to move it up, preserve it, without breaking it, and, we'll keep it on the agenda, I'll keep everybody abreast of it, and, we'll have a motion in a second, there's no further questions, we'll go on, Jody, Kim, Willis, Stacy, Mike. Aye. Ayes have it. All right. I'm sorry. William? William? You got something? Okay. Just wanna miss you, I just wanna miss you there. Nope, building permits, we don't have any, occupational license, we don't have any. Project status report, north sewage plant upgrades, subsidy completion. Oh, John, go ahead.
Okay, before we start our reports, I want to let y'all know that, last week the town got some more preliminary flood maps from FEMA. So that process is ongoing, and at some point it'll come, I'm sure it'll come up in front of y'all, but I just don't know exactly when. North sewer treatment plant upgrades, it's substantially complete. The project itself is all the way complete. They put the last part in, last week. So the final payment will be probably on the next agenda. Sewer phase 7 construction is continuing. They should be finished with all the lines sometime in December, but the pumps are probably going to be in January. So that's when we'll be able to make that substantial.
So they were working on that today.
The seawall project, we've applied for capital outlay on behalf of the town. South Central is going to branches, doing the DRA application. So those hopefully will merge together, and sometime this summer we'll be able to get that money. Cross your fingers. Infrastructure grant applications, we've started that engineering work. Tracy and Mary need to get y'all a map of the Dorset area that we are looking at. So y'all can get, actually, I sent that to you last week, huh? You know? I drove a map with the servitude and the stuff I've done, so whether advisory works on that, I can start on those servitudes. Clean water state revolving loan phase 8 on which is Cherubi. We're still missing 2 servitudes. One is kind of on the edge. We don't really need if we don't get that one, but the other one
Which
is
one's that?
Life's a Beach. Yeah.
All right, just wanna be sure I know.
But the other one we definitely need to be able to get the sewer from Cherubi over to Terrebonne. Williams Road, that is another one. The pumps should be again right. That should also be like right after the first of the year, and we'll be able to work on that project. Armand Alcide, we're planning on that. Hopefully, I expect by the middle of December, we'll be ready to advertise bids on that one.
Yeah, I seen somebody today, two guys looking in the catch basin with a camera or something between the Brian house and the.
I don't know about that, but I want to say I saw on Facebook last week that DOT was doing some of that type of stuff.
Maybe checking the drain.
Capital outlay request was submitted in October. Pretty much all the same ones from last year. The only new one would be the seawall matching funds. The chlorine contact chamber, we awarded the contract to Gaines Concrete for the chamber itself and just under $12,000. And I am working on getting some quotes from some plumbers to do the rest of the work.
All right, any questions, Mr. Blazo?
I like concrete.
Okay.
Mayor,
Yes,
before
sir.
we move on, can the project along LA 1 and south of Fairleigh Fed be added to John's agenda that we
Definitely.
You know,
That is the FMA grant, number 4, that's on
that is number 4.
that's part of that.
But it,
But it only says it's Dorset, that's why.
it says Dorset and Virgin Air, okay, it's all right.
Yeah, perfect, okay. I'll fix it, I'm sorry.
I can clarify.
Down here, GIS had a surveying booth down here today.
We still have surveyors down here, yes, sir.
That might have been who I saw there.
I don't think so, I think,
I could tell.
in that neighborhood, somebody stopped, and it was DOTD that was doing it.
Oh, no, this was your booth in GIS this morning.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, the FMA project, we have surveying on that one. I didn't even know they were doing that this week. They don't tell me everything.
Thank you, John. Attorney report?
Okay, the off-road vehicle bill, I don't have any update on it. Again, last I spoke with Representative Ogeron, he had sent it to some other bill drafters to get it looked at. I'm sure right now with the special session going on, this is not his top priority. So I'll keep, I'll get another update from him. But again, this wouldn't be until the beginning of next year when he starts introducing his local bills. So other than that, I don't have any report. I do have, at the end of the agenda, I know we have discussion on possible changes to election requirements, so we'll get to that. All right.
Thank you. All right, Chief, please.
October stats, we had 357 calls for service, 106 violations, 102 cases, and 9 arrests.
All right. Any questions for the chief?
What's the status with the unit, chief?
Unit outside,
We need to add it to the agenda.
Well,
Would you like to add it to the agenda?
yes, sir.
Okay, motion made by Kip to add vehicle to the agenda, need a second? Second. Second by Mike, audience once, audience twice, audience 3 times, all for? Okay, go ahead.
What's the status?
the unit outside,
Yes, sir.
it needs to be brought to Meadow because it looks like it might be pushing her out or something, is what he said. But I have the radar guy coming tomorrow, and if he don't come tomorrow, he comes for a year, so Meadow said he couldn't get on it. So it's here, so we can get the radar certified tomorrow, and then from there, we're gonna get it to Meadow, and he still won't be able to touch it till the end of the week.
Alright. Just checking. Wondering how everyone look at it. Thank you, Greg.
All right, there's a further question, move on to old business, Hurricane Ida repair, the following project has been obligated and received funds with a work completed deadline November 30th, 2024. Pretty close. Behind the Weagle and floodgate at the park. The floodgate, won't have completion on it, but it looks like it's completed. Big electrical box at the pumping station, street signs completion, waiting on caution signs, lift station and sewage plants. Senior citizen traffic bill and 50% rule request, call and haul 11/12/24. It was advised it will be January 2024 before RC gets to this project because of the backlog. Swimming pool pump building, swimming pool bathhouse for possibility of alternate project, called 11/12/24 and was advised it will be January 2025 before RC gets to this project because of the backlog. The parish requests bid for first quarter 2025 to repair asphalt and Ridgewood Boulevard and Buffet Drive on Norman Street.
We took the fourth quarter to the first quarter meeting.
At the last meeting, you authorized on, legal counsel to take, check it.
I started looking into that, I had some questions for the mayor before the meeting. I'm still looking at it with respect to road sales tax district number 2 and how to get on there, yes.
LGAP application submitted on 11/13/2023, approved 35,000 Council Water Project skateboard lot handicap parking. 11/18/24, construction began and weather permitting. They were out there today. Council Sharon may establish and provide criteria for a speed bump on Washington Street, Sharon B. Lane, and Duce Streets.
It's still ongoing, but we have, I got a resident of Washington Street that gets leg work on her home. She got some signatures and a letter that she gave everyone. Looked like most everybody in the street signed, so that's one of the criteria, getting at least 60%. I'm also working with Jerry to get the parish's criteria downgraded, or whatever, to meet our criteria.
All right,
So we're still working on it.
okay. Energy, trim trees and light poles installed, unresolved. Hurricane Francis.
That's a question. Someone brought this up at a meeting, and so I'm asking if there's still issues of trees that need to be trimmed
They do all
in
that.
town.
Yes.
Yes, where?
Mr. Ivy, Lizzie Dow, I'm 402, 113, the apartment in my backyard, I don't know if he would be, but the house directly behind me, Follow Street. We still don't have a street sign, stop sign or nothing, but, and it's just one branch, like with just weather that's coming through, is gonna be sparking.
Also about Barrett Street, I think Mr. Louvier came last week, thought, I know where around that thing is,
And I did, have some correspondence
The
going
post is
back
gonna
and
have to
forth with Entergy on that. It is
And
being
change it
addressed.
Tracy, on Mr. Ivy, when I gotta work on that since June.
Okay.
And, I mean, Ms. Jennifer took it upon herself and had the other trees trimmed upon her expense, but just to see,
and we finally got that thing done.
Ms. Yvonne?
On 4 Newport Street, you don't see the light anymore.
Okay,
The branches are all over the wires.
all right. Thank you, Ms. Yvonne.
On the corner of Marshland and Newport Street, they fixed the light down the street, but that one is dim, it's like,
it's almost like you got a sensitive age.
Yeah,
It's really like the old.
it's a little bit in there. I noticed that.
Okay, all right. Hurricane Francine project, criteria to file Cat B claim for forced account labor and material. Application was filled and sent to them. Update from the Assessors Office on outdoor tax, inventory tax that could be cut from the tax rules if legislation passes.
The special session is ongoing, so we won't know until the end of November if we will lose any of this.
The LGAP application 2024-2025 portion opened on the 11/1/24 application in the process of sidewalk repair between Goosehead Street and Purvis Street. Accommodation procedures from South Central Planning Town.
First property is BC 1029. This property has been condemned. The second remaining structure, which has not been demolished, was re-inspected, and our CBO has an update on it.
This was a follow-up inspection. No changes have been made since the previous inspection, so it is my recommendation to proceed with the condemnation.
So that would be, next step would be to schedule a condemnation hearing with respect to that second building.
So I believe that building has been condemned already.
Yeah.
So we double check it, but I think it is.
It is, it has gone out for bids, and then we requested the bids be modified to include only the first structure.
So when we did the original condemnation hearing, we included the second building. Well, then the next step would be to give them a demolition, well, do all the bids.
All right. Which is a comment.
What on that?
What happened with the rest of it? You don't wanna know something?
He's going through getting a lot of feedback, he's not making no progress. That's what Joey said.
What does it?
There's a motion on the floor to proceed, second by Lacy. Any further questions? No further questions, we'll vote on it. Jody. Aye. Kip.
Aye.
Willis. Lacy.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
All right, BC 1033, this property has been condemned. The owner has until this date to repair and demolish the structure. Our CPO has an update.
This was a follow-up inspection. The renovation work is ongoing. If the progress stops, then it is my recommendation to proceed with the condemnation.
They're doing a lot of work on that house, I'll move, give it 30 days.
Yeah.
Motion made made by Jody, give it 30 days, second by
I'll
Kip.
second that.
Any further questions? Now we're going to Jody. Kip.
Aye.
Willis.
Aye.
Lacy. Mike.
Aye.
At BC 1036, this property has been condemned. The owner has until this date to repair and demolish, and our CBO has an update.
This was a follow-up inspection. The renovation work is ongoing, and the progress should continue until the dwelling is weather-tight and no longer in a condemnable state.
They did a lot more work since last time.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So what we need that 30 days? I'm gonna give them 30 days.
Motion made by Jody, give it 30 days, second by Willis. Any further questions? No further questions, we're going to Jody.
Aye.
Kip.
Aye.
Willis.
Aye.
Lacy. Mike. Aye. Ayes have it.
BC 1040, this property has been condemned. The owner has until this date to repair and demolish, and our CBO has an update.
This was a follow-up inspection. All demolished materials have been removed from the site.
This is a
Thank you,
good,
Lord.
this is,
All right,
this is,
Jody, need a motion.
this is a good example of giving people time, see what happens. Give to,
I'm going to remove it off the agenda.
a second.
Motion made by Lacy, second by Jody, to remove from the list. We're going to Jody. Kip.
Aye.
Willis. Lacy.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Okay, BC 1050. This property has been condemned. The owner has until this date to repair and demolish the structure. Our CBO has an update.
This was a follow-up inspection. The entire structure has been torn down, but still needs to remove all of the demolished materials from the site. Still got one pile.
Sir?
Still got one pile. That's it.
I went right on, there ain't much of a pile. I know y'all can keep it on the agenda, but I'll make a motion to take it off.
No. He's the building inspector. We're not a,
We
we,
did.
I got some stuff up against my shed that's more than they've got in their
I
yard.
understand that, but we kept
Come on, man.
everybody that had a pile of trash on the agenda until they removed it.
I made a motion, if somebody wants a second, they don't want a second, don't second.
okay,
Make a motion.
second by Willis. Discussion. We got a building inspector. Us 5 or 6 over here, we're gonna start.
There's no
deciding.
building there.
I'm speaking, Jody. I'll give you a chance in a minute, sir. What I'm saying is we hire a building inspector to handle it professionally and not make it politically, to where he makes a decision, to where I'm not a building inspector, you're not a building inspector. I mean, we hire these people to make recommendations. That's how we've been doing it since day one. I mean, now we're gonna start diverting. I mean, I wanna help the people, but I don't want to treat everybody equal,
That's,
you know? A lot of people went through hoops, and they made it until this man says it's clear. That's what we should take, his recommendation. He's a professional, he's a building inspector. I'm not a building inspector. None of us are building inspectors. So that's just my discussion. Anybody has any other discussion?
I do.
Go ahead.
There's no building there.
Well, I'm just saying.
okay, can I?
Yeah.
We did the same, we would be treating these people different than we did everyone else.
The
I mean,
Collins,
it is what it is.
how about the Collins guy? We kept on him
Yes.
until he removed the trash.
I went twice to pick this up for people where they got it. I mean, I'll admit, it's a small pile of shingles. I went, where they got me both days, I went, like I said, I went to do it. But I don't see, for whatever reason, you wanna treat, I mean, these are local people, they're gonna come back, it is what it is. We can't treat one different than the rest, to me. I'm just one person here, that's my opinion on it.
You just cleared it.
Yeah, he did it
Yeah,
himself,
he
Fred.
did it. He cleared it all, they proved to remove him off the agenda.
Yeah.
All he had was blocks and they still didn't remove it, right? So he
There's
moved
more than
everything
a
off the
second,
agenda.
just hold on.
There's a discussion going on. I know we got a
Discuss it
motion, we
on
got a
your
second.
own.
At the same time, we got a discussion going on. Yes, sir.
Jody, is that about, how big of a pile?
Not big, Fred.
No, that's it?
You get blocked.
Well, you don't mind if it goes to the down dumpster?
You can use it.
If y'all don't pass the motion to take it off, Jody, I ask you to get,
When you going, I'm gonna go help.
to give them 14 days, I'll get with you, I'll bring a trailer, we'll load it up, and go throw it in the down dumpster and get it done.
Good neighborhood.
Okay, there's a motion and a second, we'll vote on it. Jody? Aye. Kip?
Well, we voted on.
You made a motion to take it off.
You made a motion to remove it from the agenda.
I'm sorry, no.
Willis?
Alright,
Lacy?
Name.
Mike? Days out.
Like I said, we gotta get moving and sync to everybody.
Now, when you wanna go over that, let me know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know I was ready to do it. I'll plan to try again.
I'll make a move to give it 30 more days.
Lacy makes a motion to give 30 more days.
I'll second that. Or Mike, let Mike, what else?
Any further discussion?
I'll do 30, I'm gonna give you
So
30
go on,
days.
Jody.
Actually, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, I'm gonna rescind that, I'm gonna give 14 days, so maybe we'll get it removed next meeting off the agenda, how about that?
14 days.
Rescind 30 days, give 14 days, and
You
it
still
might
seconding
get
that there,
moved
Mike?
up next meeting.
Yeah, a second.
Okay,
Let me know, I'll go help you.
okay,
14 days.
we'll vote on it. Jody?
Nay, because I want to.
Kip?
Yes, 14.
Willis? Lacy?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
I have it. All
I
right,
was just saying 14 days.
let's move forward.
Okay, 1053. This property has been condemned. The owner has until this date to repair or demolish, and our CBO has an update.
This was a follow-up inspection. No changes have been made since the previous inspection, so it is my recommendation to proceed with the condemnation.
Okay, we had a discussion. I had a discussion with your contractor.
Is you?
You here?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Wait, it's not.
Oh, I was going to say, that's not my
I'm sorry,
place, but he's here.
I'm ahead of myself, sorry.
Yes, I call it,
That's
I call
for
it.
broke.
Okay, I'm sorry, my bad. Okay, Tom, what y'all wanna do?
make sure your condemnation.
We already had that, right? We'll talk to him, and I can do it.
He had advised that he was in contact with an OTAN and they had come to an agreement on tearing down the structure, but there were some things that still needed to be removed from the property. But that was a month or two
It
ago.
looks
I
pretty
have
clean,
not.
that property.
It looked like the grass was recently cut, I will say that. I don't know if he took whatever he wanted to out, like what was the plan.
I make a motion to just go out for bids and continue the process. That's the next
Motion
step,
made by
right?
Lacy,
I'll second that, the same thing we've always
second
done.
by Kip. Any further discussion? We'll vote on Jody. Aye. Kip. Aye. Willis. Lacy.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
All right.
Right, BC 1063, this property has been condemned. The owner has until this date to begin to make repairs, and our CBO has an update.
This was a follow-up inspection. There is a large pile of debris now by the road. No noticeable changes have been made to the structure since the previous inspection, so it is still my recommendation to proceed with the condemnation.
Okay, that's you.
Okay, this is
Yeah,
on
that's me.
Randy. The contractor's here, or
Yeah,
whoever
he's
is.
right there.
You wanna come up, sir, or talk from right there, whatever you want?
Is that a Cordan?
Yes, sir.
So you made it?
When are you gonna start the
You
project?
don't want to talk.
Okay, so we received the permit, I'll walk the file tomorrow with the subcontractor,
Okay,
and we will proceed there as in Sherry Edwards and Susan Dewey. That's all the files I did in your jurisdiction.
just need to back up again. We had a conversation on the phone. You requested some information. You gave me an email address. She tried sending you the information, but it didn't go through that email address.
I never got anything.
It bounced back as invalid.
But what we want is a paper trail, you know. We need you to respond, request what you want in writing, or to us, to where we can respond, and as it goes along, we have a paper trail. You know, it's good to talk on the phone verbally, back and forth, but like I say, when it gets to the legal part of it, we need to have something in writing, so. Can you, come get this card and give us, and send me an email address? Thank you for coming by.
Bring back and then charge it dynamic dash GLD.
Okay, thank you. So where we are right now, he needs to get the information, which of the council, which y'all wanna do going forward, y'all wanna wait for the information?
So, like you say, y'all had a conversation with him, I had a conversation, Mike Billy, I talked to him Thursday. The holdup is that John had said that they had a permit and they never received the permit, so I did a lot of digging, and for some reason, the engineer's office was told to hold the check and not cash it, but then since then, the check's been cashed. He told me they're gonna do a walkthrough tomorrow, they're gonna be starting, within the next week or so. So I'm making a motion to give them 30 days to move forward with their project.
And there's.
I like to discuss.
To repair.
Joe would like to, okay. I also talked with him also, the money, they have monies to repair. They don't have money to tear down buildings. If South Central Planning can give them the criteria of why it was condemned, not just saying it's condemned, he can take that information, bring it to his higher ups, and they're possibly gonna give them the money to tear down the building. If not, they got the permit to repair up to $150,000, that's correct. So, I don't know, we can keep it going if you want, and see if we can get that criteria. For me, I just, I'd rather see it. They have to have that legit criteria.
So Mike made a motion.
You need a second. Second by Will. Continue discussion, yes ma'am.
The debris in front of the house, I wanna know how to prevent that
That-
and go
that
cut the
was-
grass. Go cut the grass.
Just got that cleaned up and they put a bigger pile.
Yeah, cause I'm not sure where it's
Do
coming
you know,
from.
you don't know?
I have no idea,
I know
cause I
where it
passed
comes
it and I seen it.
Can we put a new dumping sign right there, possible?
I
You
was
might have to ask
just
this
a
to
little bit back from work, I saw the person, so.
Oh, you
I'll
did?
let you know.
Well, let me know who it is too.
So,
Yeah, I just didn't know how to prevent that, or
Do
do
we
I
have
put a
that?
sign, or what do I do to
no,
prevent it?
it's for us, it's for a sign.
Okay,
I kind of go better when I say us.
I'm gonna add a budget.
Okay, there was a vote and a second to give it 30 days of Willis, by Lacy and by Willis. We'll vote on it. Jody? Aye. Skip? Aye. Willis?
Aye.
Lacy?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay, Frank.
Okay, BC, me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, BC 1064. So this property was condemned and the property was demolished. There was debris remaining from the demolition. Our CPO has an update with regard to removal of the debris.
That's the next.
So we're gonna continue, Mayor, on this one, at the last meeting, we voted to continue with we condemned it to be demolished and removed. Although it's already been demolished, we're gonna continue with the process to have it removed. So at this time, we don't need any action.
No action.
I don't know if they got, I don't know if the fire gonna pick that up.
Well, at the end of the day, we got the town got the hard contract.
We gotta go through the process.
But go through the process.
We need a motion to.
No, they don't need no action tonight, it's already taken. At the last meeting, we approved it.
Okay.
Right, BC 1072, this property is up for condemnation here in this state. We have good service via domiciliary status, and our CPO has an update.
This was a follow-up inspection, no changes have been made since the previous inspection, so it is my recommendation to proceed with the condemnation.
Mr. Mayor, in consideration of the testimony of our CBO, along with the evidence that was presented to the council, we recommend that it be condemned, that there's sufficient evidence to condemn.
Okay. Mr. Junker was here, I don't know if he wants to say a few words before.
Yeah, the house is under my son's name. My other son was buying it, but he was going down the wrong road, I paid the notes and took his kid and all and tore the street back. I was gonna go with shingles. Shingles are no good, so I'm gonna go clear out the back part of the house needs to be tore down because it's no more good, but the initial part of the house is still good. I finally got metal. I'm gonna put a roof on it, take the windows that are busted out and just frame them up with new, I'm gonna make repairs to the house. So we'll start that this week.
Did you get the list, what's wrong, what the building inspector requires? Did you get that
This
list?
is the first time I hear about any of this.
Because
So,
in the letter.
we certainly can get it to Mr. Mayor.
Sir?
We certainly can get him the initial inspection report.
I could give you a different address than my son's address, cause I got it under my son's name, I bought the house for my grandson.
Okay.
But if I doubt it, I know it's going to the right person.
Well, in addition to that,
The inspection.
Gary,
And as far as the stuff in the yard, like the tiles, the shingle and all, that'd be on this week.
All right, so Lord, y'all have 1072, we don't have that in our folder.
I do.
I don't have it in mine.
It's in your back, it's not in the foot.
Yeah, but it's, the old, the picture.
Well, you have a copy of it. Okay, so what is the wishes of the council?
I'll move that we get one.
Oh, we jumped ahead.
All right, there's a motion by, Willis to give him 30 days.
I'll second that.
Second by Kim.
John.
Further discussion? Willis, Jody.
Aye.
Kim.
Aye.
Willis. Jason. Mike.
You found it, Jody?
Donnie, you understand, Brad?
I didn't
Hey,
see
Charles.
it.
No, you get with them and they tell you what you gotta do. And as long as you work on it, you give you time, guys.
But like, as far as the yard and all, this weekend, like, before this weekend, there's a deal.
That's the start of it.
So, that, I'm gonna try to straighten up a little bit of it and get what it is.
Do something, we usually get
So we
it.
need to vote on it.
Do something, we usually get it.
First at a time. Mike.
Mayor and Donnie, before you walk up, normally, I mean, this is a condemnation hearing, and normally we vote to move forward with the condemnation. In case something
We
happens,
lost one.
you fall apart, then we gonna get a contracted, we giving you 30 days, but if in the 30 days nothing's happened, then we move forward with the condemnation. So it's my recommendation that we move forward with recommendation.
Like I said, the first time I heard it, I gave my youngest son, since the hurricane, to do what he was gonna do with it. So now I'm taking it back over. I mean, it's under my son's name, but if I die, I know it's going to the right kid.
No, I get it, and I know you for your word, I've been doing your whole
Yeah,
time.
y'all all right.
But this is just normally how we do things, is that we just move forward with the condemnation until,
Alright, well, I'm gonna get
until it's
up.
repaired.
Don, how we get in touch with Nicholas, if we need to get paperwork to him?
That's a
He's not Nicholas, so. But you have received the letter.
Can we proceed with the condemnation since Nicholas was served?
Hold on.
Can we proceed with the condemnation since Nicholas was served?
you can't tonight, yes.
Yeah, that's
If
not
we
the
reset it, we're gonna have to reserve
Okay, that's wanted to make sure since he wasn't here, but he was
Right.
served, so it means he got
it. Yes, ma'am. Well, somebody signed for it, which is what the law equals.
So, who made the motion in the second for the 30 days?
Willis here.
Okay.
No.
So we have proper service on the owner of the property. If we wanna move forward and do a condemnation order, and you can still give 30 days before you do anything, but if you wanna issue a condemnation order tonight, you can do that. Then the next step would be to go out for bids if they don't get anything done in the 30 days.
That's fine. Treat it like everybody else.
Yeah.
So just to be safe.
We just want you to understand what's going on before you walk.
Every 30 days, they're gonna go and check to make sure you're doing progress, and if that progress ever stops, then the process continues.
After this was over, he said to wait to talk to him. I mean, it depends how long whatever I gotta do to start the project. But as far as the yard, I'm gonna do that. I don't need a permit to clean up the yard.
Some people start lots of.
And that's what I wanna know, like the back room, 20 foot of the house coming to the front needs to be tore down. I don't think I need a permit to tear something down.
Yeah, you need a permit.
To tear it down.
Yeah. Mr. Blazoff, walk in here, please, correct me if I'm wrong.
I would say
Since you asked the
apply,
question, and I would,
apply, one permit should cover everything you wanna do, go ahead and apply for everything you want to do. For all the renovations, plus the tearing down would be under one permit.
Okay, it's safe. Okay, I'll just wait outside and talk to this man.
Mayor, just to make sure we cover all our bases, if we can entertain a motion in a second to condemn and get 30 days.
Well,
We added that.
I'll add it on to the motion.
you wanna do it that way, you want
I would like to get everybody to vote again on that. This would be to condemn the structure,
Thank you.
and if it's not repaired or demolished in 30 days, we can take the next step.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Kip, second by Willis. Any further questions?
Just like before, everybody is safe.
Yes.
Right. Jody? Tim?
Aye.
Willis? Lacy?
Aye.
Mike? Aye. Ayes have it, thank you.
Okay, BC 1048, this property has been condemned and a demolition bid accepted. There was an issue on service of the notice for the date of the time of demolition. 30-day extension was given to the owner before demolition proceed. The next update on this property, as far as that goes, is December 2nd, 2024. There's no action necessary on the item. DC 1066, this property is scheduled for condemnation hearing on December 12th, 2024, so no action necessary. BC 1067, this property is scheduled for a condemnation hearing on December 2nd, 2024, there's no action necessary. BC 1068, this property has been condemned. A 30-day extension has been given until December 2nd, 24, for the owner to repair, demolish the structure, there's no action necessary. BC 1054, this property has been condemned, the owner has until December 4th, 2024 to repair, demolish, no action necessary. BC 1065, this property has been condemned. 30-day extension has been given, the owner has until December 2nd, 2024 to repair, demolish, and there's no action necessary. BC 1071. This property has been boarded up and is before the council tonight for an update from our CPO as to where the structure is still in a condemnable state.
This was a follow-up inspection. The front entrance has been boarded up since the previous inspection, but the progress should continue until the building is weather tight and no longer in a condemnable state.
Okay, sounds good.
I thought they went a lawsuit or something.
Yeah,
So the mediation, based on information given to by the owner, there was a mediation scheduled for today at MAPS in New Orleans. I haven't heard anything as to whether or not it was successful. So I can reach out to him tomorrow and find out, but it's still, I can't remember if it's, I think it's been condemned, has it been? I can't, it has not been. Oh, that's right, we had a service issue on.
So when
Anyway.
you call them tomorrow, ask them for the service.
Oh, yeah, we got them now. So nonetheless, anyway, that's our report, Mr. Mayor, again.
Wishes of council to give 30 days. Moved by Will.
I guess I'll second.
Yeah,
Any further discussion? Is that
The only thing is, sometimes you pass
So,
there at 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, and it's still not boarded up, people can go in and out.
Boarded up right now?
Boarded up now.
Last week or so.
Last Thursday.
It was boarded up like last week, I wanna say.
So wait.
What? Huh?
I was just gonna say,
Right, so that's all, that's what I wanted, that's what I was going back to. We need to.
Yeah, we will proceed.
So you can't get it.
Any action needs to be taken to proceed, I mean, tonight.
So there is no condemnation set. We can initiate the process, sort of wait.
No,
See how
treat him like everybody else.
All right,
I was about to say,
all right, we'll schedule immediate condemnation. It's typically given 45 days from where today is.
Need a motion to move forward.
Yes.
I make a motion to move forward.
Second by Kim, any further discussion? No further discussion, we'll go on to Jody. Kim. Willis. Lacy. Mike. Ayes have it. All right, thank you, Council, for your report. New business. Council consider approving the October budget to actual finance statement. Everybody has a copy, Willis?
Question, please. On the federally owned tax payment, why do we have a credit? On the federally owned tax payment, why do we have a credit?
$3,834.70.
Those taxes are paid every time the payment is made.
First paid month.
We have a credit, this, if I'm not mistaken, this is due in part to, Andy, or one of our, former police officers who's out on injury. We had to, pay some of his stuff in advance while waiting for him to reimburse us. Some of his tax stuff, correct.
Jody?
looked like we had the sales tax, we collected $115,000 for the month. We almost at the budget amount, might go over maybe, which is a good thing. The sales tax is pretty good.
No further question, need a motion to accept? Moved by Jody, second by Kim. No further question, we'll go on to Jody. Kim? Willis? Lacy? Mike? Ayes have it. House behind BC 1065 Nancy and Anderson Barn, council to consider authorizing South Central Planning to do a structural inspection. This is a house, between Pelican Street and Blaze on Dragline, there's a house in the tree right there. We're requesting the council to send Junior Inspector to check it out.
I hope to do that, but they're gonna have to,
You're not gonna be able to
second,
find it.
It's okay.
they're gonna have to go on, there's no street to this resident. The neighbor allowed me to go, had to walk on her property, so they're gonna have to go walk on her property and see. There's no street to it, so there's no idea, it's just hidden in the tree. I took the pictures.
There's a motion made by Lacy, is that correct?
That's it.
Second by Jody.
So you're gonna have to go walk in the property.
We'll go on Jody.
And I'm sure she's not gonna mow
Will. Lacy. Mike.
Aye.
Council discuss the possibility of changing the Board of Alderman election requirements, Board of Council. There's a discussion, any discussion on this?
Yeah, it was brought up last meeting. Spoke with Tracy to keep it on the agenda. Actually, I just brought up to me 12 years ago, the first time I ran, I lost. I mean, and several times brought up to me about people in the community being here for generations. I mean, I'm kind of good either way. I spoke to everyone, the new councilwomen coming in. This is just a discussion. If it comes to votes, to be a vote in January when y'all come in. But, you know, I'm kind of good either way. Vote for Bobby, vote don't count. I kind of spoke to Bryce. If you had to do some research between now and January, spoke to the court as well. You know, I mean, if you do seats, it does bring a little more mudslinging into it, in my opinion. That's probably why it was done away with in the past from seats. I don't know, like I say, I'm good either way. You know what I mean? In a way, if it's seats, you might not have to do a run against you. I don't know, you know what I mean? People seem to want it, at least people I'm talking to, you know? I don't know, everybody here's something different, you know, that goes, but it's up to y'all what y'all wanna do, this is just discussion.
I think it was brought up to try and force the people to vote for 5. That will not ever happen. People die for our rights in this country. country, you can vote for whoever you wanna vote for. That's not gonna happen.
Exactly. Even if it's seat, you can still vote just for one. You know what I mean?
So,
I'm
that's
just
my
saying.
opinion. If you think you're gonna change it to seats, and you're gonna get people to vote for 5 people, it's not gonna happen. Our grandfathers, our great-grandfathers died for our rights of freedom to vote for who we want to, and how many people we want to. And so, that's not gonna change.
I kinda agree. I mean, even if it's seats, you could still just vote for one.
Alright, Jody?
I think we should deal with it till the next council gets in.
That's
To
what I
me,
said.
you got people on both sides. Instead of the council making the decision, I say send it to the people and the people vote on it, see what they want. If they wanna go to seat, then they wanna keep that on. But that's not till next term.
That's why I said I'd spoke to everybody about it.
Willis?
You know, the people I've spoken to say they want to leave that in right now.
I hear both.
Mike?
My deal about running for a seat is that I don't, I know this might not even have anything to do with being on the seat. Maybe it's just the mayor that needs to change that. Like when I got elected, you commissioned me to be in charge of drainage. And if somebody calls me that they have a street issue, then I gotta call Willis. I was elected to be a councilman for the people. I don't feel like I should have to send I should have to talk to Mr. Willis, or because somebody wants trash pickup, talk to Jody. You know, if a citizen in town feels comfortable talking to me, talk to me. I'm gonna get done what needs to be done for you. You know what I'm saying? That was my biggest thing, because it happened. I'm gonna say a year ago. It may not even be a year ago that I took care of something, and then I was told that, well, some of the councilmen have thin skin. I can care less if they have thin skin. I was elected by the people to do a job, and I'm gonna do my job, no matter if it offends any of the councilmen. I'm gonna do what I need to do to satisfy the citizens, and that's my thing with that. And like I said, we might not have to run for a seat for that. That's my thing. That's my issue with that.
You wanna run for drainage and street.
No, like I mean, even the port commission, they run for seats and they take care of the whole port. They're not in charge of this canal and that canal, and you know what I'm saying? It's
That's, my comment is, we were elected here, this council can make, why pass the buck to the next group? I mean, we have the authority to do it right here tonight.
Exactly, I'm good either way.
Actually, Mayor, it can't be changed for a year. You gotta wait for at least a year from the date of the last election. So it wouldn't be able to be changed.
That's fine.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Well, I think about it right here. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mayor, because I've lived here for a year, and like, I've stood up and I know who's part of drainage, but the thing about the seats, and I don't really know how any of that works. But if I knew who I was supposed to contact if I had a situation with my light and my drain, and I can call that one person and be like, hey, look, this is what's going on in my street or in my house, and contact them and make sure it's all taken care of, like they had a list of things to do, and I knew I could contact, like school board members, you know what school board member you need to contact, so to me, and I don't know all the logistics of all of it, but only being able to contact one person instead of having to contact 6 different people or bothering you when you have a busy day, and say, hey, look, can this be done, can this be done, can this be done, oh, no, you need to talk to this person, if I can just call one. I can just call one person. The one person. So, I mean, but the thing is but you're in charge of the town hall, but if I have if these people are running for a certain section, and I know that's who I'm going to speak to, then I know that, hey, look, if they're not doing their job, and I don't know them from Adam, but hey, I called them and asked them to do something for me, and they're not doing it, then I can pinpoint, hey, this person I shouldn't elect again because this is my section, they're in charge of my section, and they're not doing it for me. Because I don't know anybody, I moved here a year ago, you know what I'm saying? So then that's just kind of the way that I look at it.
Okay, and I respect what you say, but this year, beginning of the year, we're gonna send out a newsletter, who's in charge of what, okay, each one council. Start off with,
I'm very helpful.
and really educate everybody on that.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I know that one time I had an issue with drainage, and it just so happened that I cut Jody's hair. I joking about it. And Jody said, okay, I'll take care of it. That's the way it's supposed to be with all the councilmen.
Yeah.
When you have one problem and you see one councilman, they should all work together. It shouldn't be this one does this or this one, no. We're here for y'all, this is how we do it.
And this is how, if she comes to me, I'll take care of that with Mike, and if we need it.
Mike was there that afternoon,
I'll do that with you.
when it was even done.
I agree with you.
I'm coming back, I'm coming.
Right, so seat or no seat, we still work for the town together.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
I agree with
how it is.
what Mike said, I agree with Tom said.
All right, okay, before we go to the next, Daniel, Sharp.
All right, you've been here a long time, 4 years long. You were here as an alderman, a councilman, and a mayor. You served, I'm sure you were on the council when they did the seats.
Did.
Okay? The way I look at it as if you have seats, you can be held more accountable.
That's what.
Okay? And if that person is not doing that job like he or she should be, then somebody might decide to run for that seat. Now you're gonna have pro and cons. You're gonna have some for it, some not. I mean, you can't stop the deal about voting for one or two or three. You know, you can't stop that. But 20 years ago, everybody would vote for 5. 10 years ago, everybody would vote for 5. Now it's at a point where they only vote for 1 or 2 or 3. Very rare somebody will vote for 5. It happens, but very rare. People caught on to that. Take Grant out, of course you're gonna say, well, this is going better. They run by seats. Lockport runs by seats. Tiller runs by seats. But it's your choice. I just think personally, listen, I represent 10,000 people by myself. I represent Golden Meadow as a councilman. We have things together like garbage and other things, roads. Hopefully we'll get your road done. And 10,000 people, I don't know what you got left in this town. 1,500 maybe not that.
Last year was 1750.
So you got 5 councilmen. You got a mayor, you got a chief of police. It's a lot of people. But I just think, just shooting it down is you can hold by seats, you hold that person accountable. And that's very important. Everybody should answer. And that's all I got to say. I didn't serve with you, just got me.
Okay, William had that for you. Okay?
Yeah, then I remember the day they voted on it, they wanted to get even. We used to run it in March. The day Jerry was going down, wanted to run the same time as Grand Lobby, for 6 months. And the same time they did that, they voted, that's when they made the rule, you could vote for 1. And you won the council.
Yeah, we're in the council.
Yeah, but I got a better memory to do it. But that's exactly what happened. They went over and picked up the money, they meant for the, gave money on the election.
Correct.
And you know, okay, so.
We moved it back to save money on the election.
Yeah, it used to be with Grand Island, we voted the same time with Grand Island.
It used to be, yes, sir.
And then the very thing.
That way the town would have to pay the machines all by itself. Okay, Billy?
I'll go wait for all this comment, but.
Okay, no, we can wait till all this come in.
Being beaten that everybody's discussing this.
No, you're
matter.
talking about, if you're gonna talk about the seats and all, that's the.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, you can talk about
that.
that. You can talk about it now, the seats.
Okay. Me, it don't matter one way or another. I've seen it. I kind of go in, you can go in the, state of, Secretary of State website. I think Welch runs like y'all. What about Atco, but only 3 councilmen. Different areas of the Natchez Street parishes do it like that. So different parishes do it, different communities do it different ways. I looked at this problem 20 years ago, 16 years ago, and it's not really a problem. I can see the pros, I can see the cons. Okay? like Kip said, sometimes it gets heated, like Lacy said, you're never gonna get people to vote for 5. So, me, like I said, I look, and I'm just telling you information. Okay, we looked at a raise that just happened, a head-to-head raise, 800 votes, and we're looking at percentages. And I'm giving you approximate numbers, so you don't hit me on them. I'm giving you approximate, ballpark figure numbers. I'm not giving you accurate. So let's say 800 votes were cast in the town, head to head. 800 votes were cast head to head. We have 5 councilmen. 800 times 5 is 4,000 votes. If we look at the votes that was cast, let's give everybody 400 votes, but then we went a little bit over, so 5 times 4 is 2,000. Let's say 2,200 votes were cast. So you had 1,800 votes actually that wasn't cast. And I'm talking percentages where y'all can understand it when I get to it. And this is just you can leave it the way it is. You can move it to seats. And 1 year I had, like I said, maybe some areas like that is half and half. You can have 3 seats. You want to run for a seat? You want to run in the file? You got 3 seats. On the percentages, you're not going to get chopped up as much. You can either vote 1, 2, or 3. You're going to vote 2, or you're going to vote 3. On a percentage-wise, on 5, the percentages are greater. Then you can have 2 seats that will be head-to-head. You got 2 seats on that seat A. You think you're good enough to run for seat A? Well, you run for seat A. You think you're good enough to run for seat B? You're good. Then you hit that 50%. If I win 50% on seat A head-to-head, seat B head-to-head, you got 2 seats head-to-head, you got 3 seats in a file. And I guess the reward would be, if I win and I beat the other guy, I got more votes than him, then I'm Mayor Pro Tem, and the other guy, he's second Mayor Pro Tem. Period. There's no discussion after that. That's just an idea I have on a percentage. Then the 3, if you don't think that you're that strong, then you run in the file. If you think you're pretty strong, well, you go grab a seat. And you go head-to-head. And like I said, head-to-head stuff it in the file, which I just showed you on a percentage. But head-to-head, the reward would be, hey, and it would, I'm saying, it would be grooming somebody into the next mayor's seat. Period. That's my opinion.
I have a question.
All right.
So you saying to have just 2 seats A and B and then that 3 at largest? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
3 seats, 3 of y'all, 3 seats on here is gonna just stay like it is.
And then you have
2's head-to-head. That way on an argument issue, I'm just saying on an argument issue. You got this side say, I wanna leave it the way it is. You got this side say, I don't want head-to-head. So, really, you're satisfying everybody. You're giving everybody, and it's just an opinion, I threw it out there. If you like it, good, you don't like it, I don't know. Hey, I don't know if I'm gonna be here in 4 years, but that's my opinion.
All right. Anybody else? Joey? One more. The easiest thing to do, to my mind, let the people decide.
It's not
Put it on the ballot and let them decide. You want sweets or you want that long?
It's not that, it's up to it doesn't have to go to the people.
It doesn't have to, but it sounds like it's split. But let them.
At the same time, you're talking to people, and the 5 people up here, the 5 people up here make the decision. That's why we're elected.
It won't be, we got an election 3 years from now.
Yes, ma'am. We're all coming.
My idea is if it's by seat, you can only vote the seat that's in your area, right?
No.
So you still vote for everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, now if I have to vote 5 people, if there's 4 people I don't like,
you don't have to vote.
I'm not gonna vote for it at all.
I said that, it's the same thing, if it's same.
I'm not gonna stop and vote. So you
I
gonna
guess it would be
vote,
Hold on. 1 person at a time.
so you're gonna lose voters that way. Cause I'm not gonna go vote if I only want 1 person to win.
Yeah, that's possible.
I know.
It's just, It's my fault, I'm just letting you know.
And the possibility is also you might not have.
I like the way it is.
Thank you.
Somebody might get this.
All right, there's no other further discussion, we'll go to next, down the agenda. Any other business to be brought up before the council?
I would like to make some of the,
Let's just bring it up.
I would like to bring up a piece of property in town that,
Well, you should add it to the agenda, right?
I like to bring up a piece of property when you get into town on 3235.
All right, there's a motion by Lacy. A second. Second by Jody. Audience once, audience twice, audience three times. We'll go on to Jody. Aye. Kip.
Aye.
Willis. Lacy.
I,
Mike.
Aye.
All right, Lacy, go ahead.
for my 8 years on this council, probably 8 years, we've been after two sisters to clean up their mess. Why does that get to look like that and two sisters got picked on for 8 years?
All right.
Just my opinion. Y'all want to treat people the same, we want to treat people the same.
What about say you gonna drag along?
Well, we can just go down the list, okay?
Yeah, I mean, they are, you gotta admit it, at least they want drag lines to clean it up.
Because were we not gonna make two sisters build a fence if he didn't clean up his property?
That we
Huh,
were,
Lloyd?
we spent some money on that.
I know at one time, I think also this. Bryce told us at one time, you can't tell people how to live.
Did we not make
Unless it's
Chad
a
do anything
danger
up
to
his
the
yard?
The Jody talk.
Has to be, is it a danger to the public? I don't know. My yard's not the prettiest yard either, but.
Okay, but another question, did we not make Chad do it, clean up his yard because he had junk in it? Did we not? Make two sisters clean up? I'm just asking.
Ain't nobody gonna answer your question.
When we first considered it, it was before we passed the amendment to allow a wall to be built around a junkyard. So it would be to reevaluate it based on, now that ordinance has changed since the first time we looked at it.
That's your question. You did.
All right.
Like, how y'all feel about it?
There's an eyesore.
Jody.
What do we have, I'm actually trying, what do we have to do to deal with that?
A lot of properties are gonna have to be moved on that.
What we have to do for what?
To get it corrected, to try to get rid of this eyesore, whatever.
I mean, there's a procedure you have to go through, but we can, it wasn't on the agenda, I wasn't really prepared to
Right,
make
that's why I
procedures
just like
behind
to
it.
be
Yeah, I do know the first time we looked at, it, we did not have the provision about putting a wall around a junkyard in place. So it would need to be, we need to evaluate in terms of that.
We've got about 4 of them at the time.
Anybody else have any comments?
Like Julie, I thought we had this discussion, but whatever Bryce says, I mean, but if it's the property now that I'm thinking about, I mean, the majority of the mess is outside of town.
So what about the mess that's in town? That's in town. How y'all feel in the audience?
Yes. Everybody, about Frank's property, having homes. Frank's property, having homes.
All right.
I guess what I'm asking is to ask our attorney to look into it. I mean, it's just, well, that's my opinion.
Put it in the next agenda? Ms. Osler?
Yes,
You like to add it
I like that to the
to the next meeting?
next meeting.
And a report from the attorney?
Report from the attorney.
And maybe exactly where I got an idea where the property line's at, that you know what's in town and what's not in town.
Yeah, you can tell what's in town.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, like I said, I got an idea, but.
All right.
Have to be more than just that property.
Well, Jody, whatever.
Bring
it
up
is,
the property.
You can't just pick on one.
Bring one up.
Y'all know the ones that is, I just mentioned.
Well,
Why that one was.
why don't you add it to the agenda?
Why you didn't add that one?
Maybe
Why
I
does
didn't
that-
see it.
Because it's Frank Boy, that's why?
No, I have my own opinion of
Jody,
things,
that's
Jody.
been going back on.
Stop, stop right now.
It's been like that for years.
You have an opinion, you got an opinion.
I got an opinion, and you know how many people have talked to me about that deal like that? A lot of people don't like it.
All you
A
want.
lot of people don't like it.
Hey,
You like yelling at me, I can yell too.
Let's
I
be
just
like
stand
that.
up for women, don't mean I can't stand up for myself.
I'm not taking up because they're not that's not what I'm saying. You leave them alone, you leave them alone.
we don't even know about it long. We pick.
Y'all picked up 2 sisters for 8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
That's been there, I don't believe.
Two sisters, I'll put two sisters on.
Anyhow, since it's in the next meeting.
My whole term got, last term. Pretty much.
And it was here before Ida. And before Zeta. 2 sisters.
But if you wanna put on drag on it, I put it, but that makes you feel better.
I'm gonna leave
Well,
my
you never
comment
knew
this.
nothing about it, what are we gonna do, let the town go be a junkyard?
Yeah, let him be a junkyard.
I mean, we gotta follow the law. If there's a law that it needs to clean up, we're gonna follow the law.
Then you follow.
You raise your hand up, if you're gonna follow the law, we're gonna follow the law. There's no friendship, the law is the law,
I
there's no
understand
friendship.
that, Joe, but then don't just put one.
But
Don't
Jody-
just mention one for
Oh,
now.
where's the other ones?
Well, she had a complaint on it, on that one.
I've had many of complaints in the many of years.
I mean, you gotta respect the other one, you gotta respect the complaint. I mean,
They're not the only one.
well, I'm not saying they're the only one, that's the only one that they complain on. I don't know why it's a big uproar, 2 sisters, everybody was for it,
Yeah.
you know, it don't matter who it is. If you're breaking the ordinance needs to be followed. I don't care who it is, if it's me, fine, but my yard's clean.
There ain't no one, yeah.
So add to the agenda.
Lacy made a motion.
Motion made by Lacy, and added to the agenda, second by Kip. All right, next meeting, Jody,
Nay.
Kip, Willis,
Aye.
Lacy, Mike. Aye, I have it put on the agenda for next meeting. All right. Anybody in the audience has anything to say? Oh, come on, D.
You only got one time. No, I just wanna remind the people that sit here in their audience that early voting starts Friday.
Okay,
On
thank
the
you.
second. It opens from 8:30 to 9 at the veterans. It's open Saturday, it's closed Sunday, it opens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's closed Thursday, Friday, and it's up to next Saturday.
The man has the floor.
And then one more thing, the park. You've been waiting a long time, I know you have, for the backstop.
Yeah,
Where the grown-ups play, not the
down
little.
Dog Field.
They're winding down finally. And, we had a change order at the last council meeting for $15,460.14. Asked them if they could try to get this done by the end of the year, which I think it will be, because I've been seeing people working now. And all the work you see there that was paid for by FEMA with Ida, from Ida, $1,557,460.14. And I told the parish president that they did a very good job, the contractor. Because for the last storm, everybody went to take a ride and there was no. So I said the contractor did a real good job. He said, "You talking about me?" No, I didn't say you, I said the contractor. But he did a good job to get it done with the on-post.
Okay.
And that's what we did.
All right.
And I will shut up for the night. Hey, one more thing.
Wait, no.
No, listen, I want to apologize to Mr. Willis because I got a little over. I should have, since he's a better man.
Thank you, please. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Are we still in discussion on the previous issue, or are we going to audience?
Orders coming.
Okay, so, our Rotary Club annual Christmas parade's coming up, on December 14th, so we're positioned to get a permit to roll.
Yeah.
Like we usually do. We understand that the pavilion got rented out on that day, so we would have to kind of muster elsewhere.
Can you find a place somewhere in the park you can use? I mean, you're welcome. I mean, I think I just missed about one day, I think.
I think so, so I'm not sure how much of the park is being in use, if, you know, they have about senior citizens area would be, yeah, the color line. Yeah,
I mean,
Is it the same day as the boat parade this year?
no.
you're welcome to use it on the
We're only
town hall if y'all want.
Okay.
We're on,
the color one is from 9 to 12, so
Nine
they
to
need
12.
it after that.
Yeah, 'cause normally we give out hot dogs to the people.
After the parade, the parade rolls at 3, and we usually get everybody ready, starting at 1 o'clock.
Right.
I think y'all are still using, we'll call it y'all there.
I did a push out.
All right, can you and Nancy talk together and see if we work that
Yeah,
out?
that's fine.
And I'm fine, myself, I'm fine with it.
Okay, thank you.
And if that don't work, y'all welcome to use it here.
Okay, appreciate it, thank you.
Any, Billy?
Buffy, I wanted to say Buffy invited me, I didn't even know about it, we talking, and I don't know if the people know, she says, they got town hall, go to middle school.
December
9th.
The school board, December 6th.
Hold on, I got it in my phone.
The 9th,
Rogers.
it's the 9th.
December
We brought it
9th.
up at last meeting.
The 9th, you're doing your hard.
I think it's a future to go in there,
Right.
Yeah, the 9th, yeah.
All right, anybody else? I don't wanna cut anybody short. Yes, ma'am, you can say something.
Yes, I have copies of the, proposed 2025 budget in the office available if anyone would like to view it at any point in time or get a copy.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, there's no other business to be brought, need a motion to adjourn.
Got you.
Motion made by Kip. Second by Willis. All for? Aye. Those opposed, motion carried, meeting now adjourned. Thank you.